The courtroom erupted in chaos as Axton swung his fist, connecting squarely with Jordan's jaw. The perfect colleague, the golden boy of the law firm, staggered back, blood trickling from his lip, while gasps echoed from the jury and judge. In that split second, as security rushed in and Axton was hauled away in handcuffs, he realized the rage that had boiled over wasn't just professional rivalry. It was something far deeper, something he'd buried for years. Axton Thompson had always prided himself on being the underdog. Growing up in a blue-collar family in Chicago's South Side, he'd clawed his way through law school on scholarships and sheer grit. At 28, he was a sharp associate at Hargrove and Associates, one of the top firms in the city, specializing in corporate litigation. But Jordan Hayes was his constant thorn. Jordan, 29, Ivy League educated, son of a prominent senator, glided through life with effortless charm. He won cases with a smile, networked like a pro, and never seemed to break a sweat. Axton hated him for it. Hated how Jordan's presence made him feel inadequate, how every promotion Jordan snagged felt like a personal slight. That fateful day started like any other. They were co-counsel on a high-stakes merger dispute. Axton had poured nights into research, uncovering a loophole that could swing the case. But during the hearing, Jordan smoothly presented it as his own idea, stealing the thunder. "Your Honor, as I've outlined in my brief," Jordan said, flashing that infuriating grin. Axton's blood boiled. In the recess, words flew like daggers. "You stole my work, you entitled prick," Axton shouted in the hallway. Jordan smirked. "It's called teamwork, Axton. Get over yourself." That's when the punch landed. Handcuffed in the back of a police car, Axton's mind raced. Assault charges? His career in ruins? But amid the panic, a strange memory surfaced. The way Jordan's eyes had locked on his just before the hit. Not with anger, but something vulnerable. No, that couldn't be. Axton shook it off as the car sped toward the station. Released on bail that evening, Axton returned to his cramped apartment in Wrigleyville. His phone buzzed incessantly. Messages from colleagues, a furious voicemail from the managing partner. "You're suspended pending investigation," it said. Axton poured a whiskey, staring at the city lights. Why had he snapped? Jordan wasn't just a rival. He represented everything Axton resented about the system, the privilege, the ease. But lately, in meetings, Axton caught himself watching Jordan too long, noting the way his tie accentuated his sharp jawline. It was envy, right? Nothing more. The next morning, a knock at the door startled him. Jordan stood there, bruise blooming on his cheek, holding a file. "We need to talk," he said, voice steady but eyes guarded. Axton stepped aside, heart pounding. "Press charges if you want. I deserve it." Jordan shook his head. "I'm not here for that. The case is falling apart without us. But more importantly, why did you hit me?" Axton faltered. "You took credit for my work." Jordan sighed, sitting on the worn couch. "I didn't. I built on it. But that's not it, is it? You've hated me since day one." The conversation stretched into hours, defenses cracking. Jordan admitted his own pressures, his father's expectations, the facade of perfection. "I'm gay, Axton," he confessed suddenly, voice breaking. "But I can't be. Not in my world." Axton froze. The words hung heavy. He'd never admitted it to himself, but deep down he knew. His own family, conservative Catholics, would disown him. "Me too," Axton whispered, the admission shattering years of denial. Their eyes met again, and in the tension, Jordan leaned in. The kiss was tentative, born of raw emotion, not passion. But it ignited something irreversible. Pulling back, both men stared in shock. "This can't happen," Jordan said, bolting for the door. Axton didn't stop him, but the damage was done. Now, alongside the legal fallout, a forbidden attraction simmered, threatening to upend their lives. As days blurred, Axton navigated the suspension. He met with HR, explaining it as a momentary lapse. But whispers spread. Rumors of the punch, questions about their closeness. Jordan avoided him at the firm, but late-night texts arrived. "We need to forget that kiss," Axton replied, Can you? The internal conflict gnawed at him. Was this real or just rebound from the fight? His sister, Maria, called from home. What the hell, Axton? Dad's furious. He says you're throwing away everything we sacrificed for. The guilt weighed heavy. His family's dreams pinned on him. Jordan faced his own storm. At a family dinner in his parents' upscale Gold Coast mansion, his father grilled him. That Thompson kid assaulted you. Why aren't you pressing charges? Jordan mumbled excuses, but inside, turmoil raged. The kiss replayed endlessly. He dated women to please his family, but this felt authentic. Yet, coming out could destroy his political connections, his career. He confided in a close friend, only to be met with caution. Society's not ready for that in our circles. Their paths crossed again at a firm event. Tension crackled. In a quiet corner, Axton confronted him. We can't ignore this. Jordan's face hardened. We have to, for both our sakes. But as they argued, the pull was undeniable. Another stolen moment, another kiss, this time desperate. Yet, Jordan pulled away, whispering, "This will ruin us." Weeks passed in a haze of avoidance and yearning. Axton threw himself into freelance work, dodging the firm's investigation. But thoughts of Jordan intruded constantly. The curve of his smile, the vulnerability in his eyes. It wasn't just attraction. It was a mirror to his own suppressed self. Late one night, a text from Jordan. Meet me at the lakefront. Midnight. Axton went, heart racing. Under the moonlit path along Lake Michigan, Jordan waited, hands in pockets. I can't stop thinking about you, he admitted. But my family's hosting a fundraiser next week. If word gets out. Axton nodded, understanding the stakes. My family too. They'd see it as a betrayal. They walked, sharing stories. Axton's rigid upbringing, Jordan's gilded cage. For the first time, rivalry faded, replaced by connection. As dawn broke, they parted with a promise. We'll figure this out slowly, but secrets have a way of unraveling. At the fundraiser, a black tie affair at the Art Institute, Axton attended as a guest of a client. Spotting Jordan across the room, schmoozing donors, jealousy flared. Jordan's date, a stunning woman from his social circle, hung on his arm. Axton excused himself to the balcony. Fuming, Jordan followed. It's for show, he whispered. You know that. But the words stung. How long can we live like this? Axton demanded. Their argument escalated, voices low but intense. In the heat, Jordan grabbed Axton's lapel, pulling him into a shadowed alcove for a fierce kiss. Footsteps approached, they broke apart just in time. The close call amplified the tension. Back at work, the firm cleared Axton, deeming the punch a one-off incident. But colleagues noticed the shift, lingering glances, private meetings. Rumors swirled. One partner pulled Axton aside. Be careful. This firm values discretion. The warning chilled him. Was their secret leaking? Jordan's internal battle intensified. He visited his therapist, a discreet professional. I feel alive with him, but terrified, he confessed. The therapist probed. What's the cost of hiding? Jordan knew emotional isolation, potential resentment. Yet, his father's words echoed. Our name means everything. A family intervention loomed when his sister overheard a phone call. Who's Axton? She pressed. Jordan lied, but the seed of doubt was planted. Axton faced his own reckoning. A visit home for his mother's birthday turned sour. Over dinner, his father ranted about those liberal agendas ruining society. Axton bit his tongue, but inside, anger brewed. Later, alone with Maria, he almost confessed. There's someone, he said vaguely. Her eyes widened. A guy. Axton denied it, but the lie tasted bitter. Driving back to Chicago, he realized the deception was eroding him. Their next meeting was clandestine, a cheap motel on the outskirts. No romance, just raw conversation. We have to choose, Axton said. Hide and suffer, or come out and face the fire. Jordan hesitated. I can't lose my family. The night ended in silence, both men paying the price of indecision. Sleepless hours, mounting anxiety. High noon came via betrayal. A colleague, jealous of Jordan's rise, had seen them at the lakefront. An anonymous email circulated. Inappropriate conduct between associates. The firm launched an inquiry. Axton was called in first. Deny everything, Jordan texted beforehand. But in the meeting, Axton cracked. It's personal, he admitted vaguely. The partner's face darkened. This could end your careers. Jordan's turn came next. Panicked, he threw Axton under the bus. It was a misunderstanding. Axton overstepped. The words, relayed to Axton later, shattered him. Betrayal cut deep. Confronting Jordan in the parking garage, Axton yelled, "You sold me out." Jordan's eyes filled with tears. "I had no choice. My father found out." The revelation hung. Jordan's family had intercepted rumors, forcing his hand. The fallout was swift. Axton was demoted to menial tasks, his reputation tarnished. Jordan, protected by connections, faced only a slap on the wrist. But the personal cost was steeper. Axton cut contact, drowning in hurt. Jordan spiraled into guilt, questioning his cowardice. The silence between them stretched like a chasm. Axton ignored Jordan's pleas for weeks, focusing on survival. He considered quitting the firm, applying to smaller practices in the suburbs. But the city held him captive, memories of stolen moments, the promise of what could be. His internal monologue raged. Was love worth the wreckage? Society's judgments loomed large. Whispers in bars, stares on streets. In America, progress was uneven. For men like them, acceptance was a battlefield. Jordan, meanwhile, confronted his family. At a tense lunch in their mansion, he tested waters. "What if I was different?" His father scoffed. "Don't be ridiculous. Our legacy is straight-laced." His mother averted eyes, hinting at unspoken fears. The pressure mounted, donors pulling support if scandals emerged. Jordan's therapist urged action. Authenticity or atrophy. He chose a small step, confiding in his sister. "I'm gay, and I'm in love with Axton." She hugged him, but warned, "Dad will explode." The turning point came at a firm retreat in the Michigan dunes. Assigned to the same team-building exercise, avoidance was impossible. During a hike, they lagged behind. "I'm sorry," Jordan said, voice raw. "I panicked." Axton halted. "You chose your world over us." Tears fell. "I chose fear, but I'm done." In the woods, away from eyes, they embraced. Not a kiss, but a reconciliation. "We'll face it together," Jordan promised. Back in Chicago, they plotted carefully. First, HR disclosure. "We're in a relationship." The firm, progressive on paper, reacted coolly. "Keep it professional." But leaks happened. Colleagues divided, some supportive, others distant. Axton's performance reviews suffered subtle biases. Family fronts cracked. Axton invited Jordan to a low-key dinner with Maria. She was warm, but probed. "What about Mom and Dad?" Axton shrugged. "One step." Jordan's side was stormier. His father summoned him. "Rumors about you and that Thompson boy. End it." Jordan stood firm. "I won't." The ultimatum, choose family or him. Jordan walked out, heartbreaking. The societal backlash hit via media. A tabloid, tipped off, ran a story. Senator's son in gay office romance. Protests ensued, conservative groups picketing the firm. Jordan's phone rang with threats. Axton's family saw the news. His father called. "You're disgusting. Don't come home." The rejection gutted him. Maria mediated, but wounds festered. Amid chaos, their bond deepened. Late nights debating ethics. Is hiding moral cowardice? Axton argued yes. Jordan countered with pragmatism. A pivotal decision loomed. A joint interview with a progressive outlet. To control the narrative, Jordan suggested. Axton agreed but feared exposure. The interview aired, raw and honest. "Love shouldn't cost your identity," Axton said. Support flooded in, messages from strangers, offers of help. but so did hate mail. One night, vandals keyed Axton's car with slurs. The fear was real, but so was their resolve. Betrayal struck again from an unexpected quarter. A former colleague, fired for unrelated reasons, leaked firm emails twisting their story into favoritism. The firm suspended them both. Jordan's father disowned him publicly. No son of mine. The price: financial cutoffs, social exile. Axton supported Jordan through breakdowns. We traded security for freedom, he said. But doubt crept. Was it worth it? Jordan's regret showed in quiet moments. Maybe I should have stayed hidden. As tensions peaked, a confrontation with Axton's father unfolded. At a forced family meeting, accusations flew. You chose sin over us, his dad shouted. Axton countered. I chose truth. The impasse left scars. His mother in tears, siblings divided. The envelope's contents spilled out like poison. Grainy photos of their lakefront meeting, the motel. A note. End it or everyone sees. Jordan's hands shook as he showed Axton. Blackmail. Axton's jaw set. We go to the police. But Jordan hesitated. It could be from my family. Or the firm. Paranoia set in. Who could they trust? They hired a private investigator, draining savings. Days blurred into vigilance, changed locks, anonymous tips. The stress fractured them. Arguments erupted. This is what happens when we go public, Jordan yelled. Axton shot back. Hiding would have killed us slower. The moral quandary deepened. Fight back and risk more exposure or cave? Society's mirror reflected harshly. At a support group for LGBTQ professionals, they heard similar tales: lost jobs, estranged kin. One man shared, I chose love, lost everything. Worth it. Axton nodded outwardly, but inwardly wavered. His demotion at work morphed into subtle sabotage. Cases reassigned, promotions bypassed. Jordan's world crumbled further. Disinherited, he sold his luxury condo, moving into Axton's modest place. The downgrade stung, from penthouse to pull-out couch. I gave up everything for you, he muttered one night. Axton felt the weight. And I appreciate it. But resentment will destroy us. Therapy sessions helped, unpacking layers of guilt and sacrifice. A breakthrough came via the investigator. The blackmailer was the jealous colleague, seeking revenge. Confronted, he confessed, leading to arrests. Relief washed over, but damage lingered. The firm, under scrutiny, offered settlements, reinstatement with conditions. Axton accepted. Jordan declined. I need a fresh start. He applied to nonprofits, focusing on LGBTQ rights. The shift empowered him but highlighted divides. Axton remained corporate, climbing back. You're selling out, Jordan accused. Axton defended. Stability matters too. The ethical clash. Idealism versus pragmatism. Family reconciliations teetered. Axton's mother reached out secretly. I miss you, she said. A tearful call. Dad's stubborn, but pray for change. Jordan's sister mediated a meeting with his mother. Your father's heart is breaking, she revealed. Jordan softened but held boundaries. High drama unfolded at a charity gala. Jordan spoke on stage about his journey. Midway, his father appeared, face thunderous. This is a disgrace, he bellowed. Security intervened, but the scene went viral. Support surged, but so did backlash, death threats online. Axton stood by, but the toll mounted. A health scare. Jordan's panic attacks hospitalized him. Is this the price? He gasped. Axton held him. We'll pay it together. But privately, Axton questioned. Had their choices been right? Betrayal resurfaced internally. Axton, stressed, confided in an old friend, who leaked details to gossip sites. Jordan discovered it. You trusted the wrong person. Hurt exploded into a fight. Maybe we're not meant to be, Jordan said, packing a bag. The separation was agonizing. Axton alone, reflecting on decisions. Days later, Jordan returned. I can't walk away. Forgiveness came hard, forged in therapy. They recommitted, but with eyes open to costs. As societal pressures eased slightly, Laws protecting them, communities rallying, the personal battles persisted. Axton's father sent a letter. I don't understand, but I love you. Tentative olive branch. The New York offer hung like a sword. Jordan paced their apartment. It's a chance to advocate on a bigger stage. Axton nodded, but fear gripped him. Long distance? After everything. The dilemma. Support dreams or cling to security. They debated nights, weighing pros, Jordan's fulfillment against cons, potential drift. Ultimately, Jordan accepted. It's temporary, he assured. Axton drove him to the airport, kiss lingering. We'll make it work. But distance amplified cracks. Weekly visits turned monthly. Calls grew strained. Jordan thrived in activism, marching in pride parades, lobbying lawmakers. Axton envied the freedom, stuck in corporate drudgery. Internal conflicts resurfaced. Axton attended a family reunion solo. His father's awkward hug. We're trying. But uncle's jabs stung. Heard about your lifestyle. Axton defended fiercely, but exhaustion set in. Was assimilation possible or perpetual fight? Jordan faced his own trials. In New York, temptations arose, flirtations at events. He resisted, but confessed one close call. I almost kissed someone. Axton's rage boiled. After all we've sacrificed? The phone fight escalated. You're changing, Axton accused. Jordan, I'm growing. Trust eroded. A visit turned pivotal. In Jordan's Brooklyn loft, they confronted issues. Distance is killing us, Axton said. Jordan agreed, but added, my work here matters. The standoff. Compromise or end. They chose therapy via video, unpacking resentments. I betrayed you once. Won't again, Jordan vowed. Societal winds shifted positively. A Supreme Court ruling bolstering rights. Jordan's organization celebrated. But personally, backlash persisted. His father's health declined. A bedside visit. I was wrong. Forgive me? Jordan did, tears flowing. Reconciliation bittersweet. Lost time irretrievable. Axton's career rebounded with a promotion, but at cost. Hiding aspects of himself in meetings. A colleague outed casually. Axton and his boyfriend. Awkward silences followed. He pushed back, filing complaints. Victory small but empowering. The ultimate test. Jordan's proposal to move back. I miss us. But with strings, a joint advocacy project in Chicago. Axton hesitated. It means full exposure. Jordan, we've paid enough in shadows. The decision weighed safety versus purpose. They launched the project, a legal clinic for LGBTQ youth. Media spotlight intensified. Support mixed with hate. Protests at openings. One night, a brick through their window. Fear reignited, but so did resolve. We're not backing down, Axton declared. Betrayal from within. A clinic volunteer, ideologically opposed, leaked client info. Scandal erupted. Trust shattered. Jordan blamed himself. I vetted poorly. Axton supported, but strain showed. The cleanup cost months. Reputations bruised. Amid turmoil, awakening dawned. Axton realized. Love demanded constant choice. In a quiet moment he said, we've damaged each other, but grown too. Jordan nodded. The price of authenticity. Family ties mended unevenly. Axton's parents visited. Awkward but genuine. Jordan's father, in remission, attended a clinic event incognito. Silent approval. Axton stared at the ultimatum. Leave Chicago? My life is here. Jordan's eyes pleaded. Our life could be anywhere. The debate raged roots versus wings. Axton's job offered stability. Jordan's vision promised impact. We fought society. Now fight for us, Jordan urged. Compromise emerged. Axton negotiated remote work. They relocated to D.C. The move symbolized rebirth, new home, new circles. But adjustments hurt. Axton missed family proximity. Jordan battled imposter syndrome in high-stakes lobbying. Societal integration tested them. At D.C. galas, they navigated judgments. Subtle snubs from conservatives, tokenism from allies. A heated panel debate. Jordan argued for marriage equality expansions. Opponents hurled slurs. Axton, in the audience, felt protective rage. Internal peace grew through routine therapy date nights, but past scars flared. An anniversary trip to Chicago revisited old haunts. At the lakefront, they reflected, from punch to partnership, laughter mixed with tears. The final betrayal, a political ally turned foe, exposing Jordan's family ties for leverage. Your father's past donations contradict your stance. Jordan faced ousting. He fought back, rallying supporters. Axton stood beside. We've beaten worse. Victory came, position secured, but at emotional cost. Exhaustion led to a breakdown. Is it ever enough? Jordan sobbed. Axton held him. We decide when. Awakenings culminated in advocacy wins. A bill passed aiding LGBTQ workers. Personal triumphs. Axton's family fully embraced, attending their commitment ceremony. Jordan's father gave a toast. Proud of my son. Yet the story's arc closed on nuance. Not fairy tale bliss, but hard-won equilibrium. Decisions prices paid in full, lost friends, health tolls, but gained authenticity. In the end, as they watched a sunset over the Potomac, Axton whispered, was it all worth it? Jordan smiled. Every scar. But was hiding ever truly an option? Or does society force the hand of those who dare to love differently?